At the age of 19, I started a cleaning business, which led to me being a millionaire by the age of 25. And by the end of the video, you're gonna know exactly how I did it and how you can do it too. So first, I'm gonna give you some context on where I came from and how I started the business. And then I'm gonna talk about how it's changed my life and the steps that you can take to do it too. My story starts as the oldest brother of 11 kids growing up in a low-income household. I grew up thinking that this was normal, to have to struggle to pay the bills, living check to check. But one day, things got worse. We had to foreclose our home. We had to move in with my grandma, all of us living in the same room. So we all slept on 2 or 3 beds that we shared. We had to share a bathroom, and we had to go about life like everything was normal, but it wasn't. This wasn't how it was supposed to be. And this was a turning point for me, a revelation where I realized that this isn't what I want my life to look like in the future. What I saw as my way out was college. Because I was good at school, I thought maybe if I go to college, I can get a good paying job and things wouldn't always be like this. Now fast forward to senior year, I decided, okay, I want to be a civil engineer because I was good at math and that's something that seemed reasonable to me. So I applied to a bunch of colleges. I ended up getting into Cal Poly Pomona. But remember, I grew up low income. So did I have the money to be able to go into the college and live on campus and accrue all the expenses? I'd have to take out a ton of loans and I couldn't afford to do that. So what did I do? I moved in with my grandma again, which lived 45 minutes to an hour away from college, and I had to sleep on her couch. Okay, now we fast forward a year into college. I'm 19 years old, I can't find a job, and Johnny comes up to me with this idea. He said, we should start a business, and I had no idea what business or entrepreneurship was about. So after we had this conversation, I looked into Gary Vee. This man changed my life. I was listening to his podcast every day on my way to school, and it really changed my mindset around what entrepreneurship is all about. So that's when we actually started window cleaning. The first thing we did, not knowing anything about window cleaning, is we ordered some supplies on Amazon for $150 all in and watched some YouTube videos. We were so naive and just so eager to get out there, we just started knocking on doors. We went to liquor stores, donut shops. We went to this place called the Orange Circle in downtown Orange, if you guys are familiar with Orange County. And we just knocked on every single storefront that we could. A lot of people told us no. The fact that we had each other there to be able to motivate each other and not want to give up, it helped out so much. That first year we actually only made like $5,000 in the summer, which doesn't sound like a lot looking back on it, but at the time it was life-changing because it was helping us develop our mindset to start thinking like a business owner or an entrepreneur. So how do we go from making $5,000 in a whole year to making $65,000 in a month? We had to learn a lot of lessons along the way to get to the next step. The first one is your target customer. When we started, we were knocking on storefront doors and we were trying to sell some window cleanings for $20 to $50. But then we found out about residential and that you can actually clean houses, and that average ticket was more like $200 to $300. So instead of focusing all of our time on storefronts, we had to pivot and focus more on cleaning houses. This allowed us to go from making $5,000 to $40,000. The next lesson was hiring, because we didn't have enough hours in the day to make more money. We were full-time college students and we would just not have enough time to be able to make more than $100,000 with the business. So what did? We started hiring our friends, which isn't always the best thing to do, but it worked at the time, right? And that's how we managed to go from $40,000 to over $200,000. Now these next couple lessons are huge because it's what allowed us to go from $200,000 in a whole year to making over $65,000 in 1 month. One, how do you sell so that you're not competing on price, because that is just a race to the bottom. 2, how do you offer a good quality service, especially when you're not the one doing it? You need to be able to hire people and delegate and be able to trust them to be able to provide a service that's going to exceed customers' expectations and have them wanting to leave a 5-star review for you. 3, how do you scale your marketing? Because if you want to be making $65,000 a month, that is not gonna happen without you having to put some type of money into paid marketing so that you can have leads coming in the door all the time. And the fourth one, which is the most important, is how we actually hire in the cleaning business. So in the beginning, like I said, we were hiring our friends, and then we started hiring people to be our employees. But at some point we realized that this is really freaking hard to hire employees that know nothing about cleaning, and then we have to teach them how to be a window cleaner, and then they have to actually want to do the job. It just didn't make sense. So then one day we actually switched to the contracting model, which is what we teach today with remote house cleaning. So instead of hiring someone that knows nothing about it, they have all the equipment, they have all the knowledge, and you're basically sending them to the job ready for them to do it. Now, as you can imagine, making $65,000 a month is a lot different from where I started, right? So how did that change my life? Well, for one, I didn't have to stress about paying my bills anymore because I was able to actually pull enough profits from the business to pay myself to live comfortably. Now, the second way it changed my life is it allowed me and Johnny to start Home Service Academy, where I get to teach you on how to start and grow a remote cleaning business. And what we're doing today is actually changing people's lives because they're in situations that they don't want to be in, whether it's a job they don't like or not making enough money to pay the bills. And by being able to start a remote cleaning business, I've seen people's lives go from, being in that place to being in a place of abundance and being able to say, I'm not stressed about paying the bills because I have this asset that's making money, right? And that's truly what I'm passionate about, is teaching other people how to do it. So it changed my life a ton. So if you want to learn about starting a business and do what me and Johnny did, go on YouTube and look up how to start this business. And if you want to learn more about how we got to 65K a month, then check out this video because we break down exactly step by step how we did it with a remote cleaning business. If you guys liked the video, if you guys got value, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. See you guys in the next one. Peace.